Thank you for coming to the dedication of my YouTube channel. A priest, a rabbi, and a Lutheran minister walk into a bar. While there are 100, if not 1,000 variations of this joke set up, there's one element that always stays the same. 3 people from different backgrounds or beliefs walk into a bar. Now, for the purpose of this joke, a bar symbolizes a place of commonality, to partake in the hilarious hijinks that usually ensue. Film combines story with sight and sound, presenting its audience with something to appreciate. Someone whose interests mainly lie in story or visuals can enjoy those, while someone who has more of a sound or music background can enjoy the score or sound mixing. So my intent in creating this YouTube channel is to equip people to see the deeper meaning behind films and use this insight to discuss topics in a profound way. Using past experiences of working in a variety of fields, I plan to explore many different aspects of film with 3 main objectives: to find a deeper meaning, to understand the intent of the art, and lastly, to have a conversation with opposing ideologies and worldviews. In order to find a deeper spiritual meaning in film, we have to first understand the approaches filmmakers tend to take. On one side, you have creators who take a more explicit approach to the spiritual. These are people like Scorsese, Bergman, or Malick. They tend to approach film with spiritual elements at the forefront. This is commonly called the transcendental style of cinema. Screenwriter Paul Schrader defines it as a common film style used by various filmmakers to divergent cultures to express the transcendent. On the other hand, there's Nolan, Hitchcock, and Coppola, whose approach is more materialistic. Their emphasis is generally more grounded with very little to no acknowledgement of anything spiritual. While there are gray areas between these, filmmakers generally stick with one or the other. These distinctions allow the starting place of the conversation to move from genre to intent. Leni Riefenstahl is one of the best filmmakers of all time, considered by many. Her films garnered international acclaim and went on to generate passion and excitement for a movement. There's just one issue. Her best-known films, Triumph of the Will and Olympia, are Nazi propaganda films. So while propaganda is an obviously negative example, great films rarely wear their intent on their sleeves. This would be defined as an implicit rather than explicit intent. This doesn't make them less dangerous, however. The way people groups or ideologies are presented in film can define how those things are thought of by the viewer. These types of films create what is known as an echo chamber, which feed the viewer with ideas and facts they agree with while creating a straw man of the opposing arguments that can easily be knocked over. Great films honestly portray the characters involved and have a genuine conversation with differing points of view. A good story places the reader in the life of someone they may previously have not understood. Films are no exception. A couple films that accomplish this well are Silence by Martin Scorsese and Blade Runner by Ridley Scott. The former drops us into the lives of 2 Jesuit priests traveling to Japan to find their mentor. The latter is a techno-noir thriller about androids and whether they have or deserve human rights. While we aren't 17th century Jesuits or hardened futuristic replicants, we are invited into these worlds to share their experiences. The objective of these movies is to have a conversation, to feel uncertain, and give you something to think about for days or weeks, and sometimes even years to come. A priest, a rabbi, and a Lutheran minister walk into a movie. They leave, agreeing the book was better. Whether good or bad films can create stirring conversations, as meaning and intent are dissected, they reach a point of conversation with those we may have disagreed with. Film can be a powerful tool or a dangerous weapon. Discernment is key. By creating this YouTube channel, I aim to point people in the direction of thoughtfully engaging the art of film criticism and enjoy films with wisdom and discernment.